Hi, everybody. Oh boy, I'm echoing already. What fun. Um, Happy Cinco de Mayo, happy lunar eclipse, happy we're still in Mercury retrograde, and happy that we're halfway through and it's going to be over by the 15th. And I have Kevin with me from Kevin's Loving Vibrations. And unfortunately, Mel can't join us tonight. He's not feeling well. So
Mhm.
please send him healing thoughts and love, love, love. And while you're doing that, I'd like everybody to inhale and like this video and exhale and subscribe. Thank you. Okay. And Kevin, tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods. What's happening for you, buddy?
Oh, I'm not a whole lot since the last time that we talked. Been busy with YouTube, trying to put out more content and doing more lives. Um, yeah, this
You
eclipse,
you reached a milestone with your
I
subscribers.
did. Yes, I just hit 7,000, which I was really happy about.
Woo!
Um,
Good for you.
so I have a giveaway contest going on. I'll pull a winner next Tuesday. Um, if anybody's watching and they haven't subscribed, please go over and subscribe to my channel, Kevin Loving Vibrations. Um, my Tuesday show, so it would have been May 2nd, Tarot Tuesday. If you
Yeah.
put a comment on that and you're subscribed to my channel, you can enter the giveaway. I'm giving a free 30-minute reading and a free 45-minute Reiki session. So just start your comment on that video with reading or Reiki, and then next Tuesday I'll pull my winners for that. So kind of like randomly pick those out. So that was exciting. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but yeah, just busy with that and personal stuff and readings and Reiki. So I've been like the last like March was like I felt super motivated and I was really getting into teaching because I just became a Reiki master in February.
That's right.
So I was getting all my stuff together, and it's like this last month and a half I'm just not super focused on it, so I need to get back into that, and start putting more time and energy into that. Things just been really crazy lately. But besides, that's about what's going on with me.
Well, I was watching your show with Mel, and you guys were
Yeah.
bemoaning Mercury retrograde and get rid of that planet and blah blah blah. But Mercury retrograde does serve a purpose. It is
Mm,
it is precisely for going back and wrapping up loose ends or anything that's unfinished or anything that you couldn't do before. It
yeah.
gives you the ability to really go within and be more reflective and introspective and
Mm,
to review things, to analyze things, but you need to do it in kind of a calm space.
yeah.
So usually with Mercury retrograde, people really get into a cycle of complaining, and that raises a kind
Mm,
of a frictiony energy, a kind of
yeah.
chaotic energy. And so a lot of people equate that to Mercury retrograde, but actually that isn't the energy of Mercury retrograde. That's their response to it. The
Right.
Mercury retrograde is the time. This is when I, you know, change the battery in that appliance that I keep forgetting to do, or I finally put that dirty mop head in the washing machine and wash it because I didn't want it to get on all my other clothes, or
Right.
I take that stack of papers and get it shredded or whatever I do. But it's things that you have to wrap up. So
Mm.
doing the stuff for your class, this would be the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I was thinking too, maybe it's not Mercury retrograde, although it's been pretty brutal with
Yeah.
clients and like the technology aspects of it. Although I will say I had a check engine light on my car and it shut off. So right when Mercury retrograde started, so maybe it helped with that. But um,
Yeah.
I think we were talking about the eclipse, and I have two fixed signs, and so I think it's just hitting me really hard.
Oh
So
yes.
maybe it's more of the eclipse energy that's a bit overwhelming for me rather than Mercury retrograde. But
Oh yeah, this is a killer of an eclipse. It's really a
yeah,
big one, and so we're not going to have any more eclipses until the fall.
mm,
But still, this one's going out with a bang, and it's accompanying the timing when Saturn is changing directions, Pluto is changing directions, Mercury is retrograde. It's not easy. The
yeah.
energy is not easy at all. I'm just looking really quick here to see if we have any. Now, can we both see all
We
the
can see
stuff?
both of our chats. So since we're both streaming, You see how I think Connie B's watching on your channel, because
Yeah.
she'll have like a little like it's like a paper clip next to her picture in the chat.
Ah,
That's
yes.
how you know that she's from watching from your channel. The ones that don't are watching from my channel.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I never even noticed that paperclip before.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
got that right. I could be wrong. I'm new at both
Yeah.
both people streaming, but I think it's a cool concept.
So people in the chat, thank you for watching me get a little special ed session with Kevin about how to do the simulcast streaming. I've done a bunch of them and I still don't know what I'm doing with it,
Yeah,
but I'm trying. And oh, thank you everybody for being here. This is so great.
Sherry
So
says I'm correct. Yeah, so the
so
paperclip is on your channel.
the paperclip for me means it's on my channel.
Hmm.
Okay.
They're commenting from your stream.
Okay. So I'm looking for, oh, there's another one. I'm just looking for a couple of questions.
Well, I'm excited to be here on Cinco de Mayo and this lunar eclipse. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
already happening in the news. I was busy mowing my lawn today, which was an all day thing, and I think I sprained my ankle or twisted it wrong or
Oh
something.
no.
But
Oh no. Can you do
um,
Reiki on yourself?
yeah, I was going to a little bit. I had a few minutes earlier to do it, but I need to sit down and devote like a half an hour to it.
Oh wow. Oh, that's good. That's good that you can
Yeah,
do that. It's wonderful. Hey, everybody in the chat, you can also send Kevin some healing energy for his ankle. That would
no,
be
thank
really,
you.
really nice. As if
That'd be
you're
really
all there doing nothing. I mean, everybody seems very busy in the chat, but if oh, here's another one, CC Ryder. Okay, so let me go up in the top of the chat here, and because there was a question, let me see what that was. I like this one for the first one. Well, and also happy Cinco de Mayo. And I
Yeah.
just want to let everybody know I had to look it up because I'm like, why in the heck do we even celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, share.
It's not a big thing in Mexico, and it's not their Mexican Independence Day. It's celebration of a battle that they won against the French. I guess at one time the French were trying to overtake Mexico, and what it has become is not so much a Mexican holiday and a big thing for them, but it has become a huge thing for Mexican Americans, for people who
Mm,
have come to this country, because it brings them all together and it gives them a day to really celebrate that, yeah, we're here in America, but we're Mexican, like let's
yeah.
celebrate that, you know. So it's not Day of the Dead. That's a whole different thing. Come on, people, get your holidays straight. It is Cinco de Mayo. It literally means the 5th of May. So that's what that's all about. And for Americans, it means lots more margaritas than usual. And
Right.
maybe
That was my
some,
point. And some
yeah,
tacos.
some tacos, some churros,
Mm.
something, some Mexican food. So I eat Mexican food year round. So I guess I'm
Yeah.
just continually on a Cinco de Mayo thing. And I didn't have a margarita, but I do have a fancy glass. So here's
There
mine,
you go.
very fancy glass, right? Okay, so that's Cinco de Mayo. And the first question that I think we're going to tackle is, will Ginny Thomas get charged criminally for her
Mm.
involvement in January the 6th? And I'm going to use my zombie cards for this because that's what I think about Ginny Thomas.
Right.
Love that girl. First of all, can I just say, if these two were getting so much money from Mr. Crow and everybody else, why? I'm sorry, but why don't they look better?
Right. They can
Why?
afford to get a little nip and tuck, right?
And their clothing and she
Hmm.
just always looks kind of like, she just grabbed the first thing in her closet. And I mean, I'm
I
probably
think
shouldn't.
she's a bit of a mess, though. So,
She is kind of a mess. And the other thing is too, Clarence Thomas, what do people make when they're on the Supreme Court? Doesn't he have enough money to pay for his nephew's schooling? Doesn't he have enough money to help his mom out? Or
mm,
couldn't he and Ginny just buy a house, a mother-daughter, and give her a little apartment on the side? I mean, why are they so chintzy with his money that they have to take money from these other people? I'm just like, Dude, you
Right.
make you must make at least twice what I make. I gotta Google that. Could someone Google that? What do people from SCOTUS make on the bench? What do they make on the
They make
bench?
a pretty penny. I mean, it's
And
um
I did look up last week that when they leave the bench, if they have to leave for whatever reason, they do get a pension and something that's worth like two-thirds, I think, of their pay, their regular pay for life. As long as they've been on the bench, I think it's like at least 13 years.
hmm.
Yeah, it's like that. It's probably just as good as what they get in Congress, except they make more money than Congress. So I just think cheap, cheap, cheap. These two, and
Well, not even just that. It's just corruption. I mean, if you
yeah,
had the power and you didn't have to spend your own money and you could just get all of your favors bought for, um, and there were no standards that you were held by. I mean, if I think that that's pretty telling of their character.
exactly. That's what it says to me. That you can't even spend your own money on your own mother, on your own mother. I mean,
Mm.
forget that he lied and said he likes to hang out in Walmart parking lots. I mean, forget that. But just come on, take care of your own mom. I mean,
Mountain
isn't that,
Dancer says 274,000 a year.
oh my God. Oh my God, that's a lot of money. And
Yeah.
you can't put mommy in an ultra deluxe, you know, aftercare, one of those things where they take care of her every need and give her a community pool and a restaurant. And, I mean, people are,
Mm.
so what does he do with all his money? That's, you got, okay. So
Yeah.
Ginny, she's going to get charged. Do you have something?
I threw on it, and intuitively, I feel like, obviously there's investigations around her. Obviously, we all know that, she was complicit in a lot of the January 6th stuff, getting it going. I don't feel she'll be criminally charged. For me, I almost feel like she may make a deal where things really get intense. They make a deal with Clarence, step down, we won't go after her. Feels like there's a deal to be made. I have the Seven of Pentacles, so we have the Thief in the Night. So obviously doing things sneaky, trying to get away with it. But when I'm getting two very slow cards for her, I have the Hangman, which is like a delay, and the Temperance card coming in too. So I feel like things are kind of delayed for a little bit, but I do see I have Garland coming in here.
Hmm.
So I do think that they'll be talking with Garland. Maybe she's able to give up some information, or they can get Clarence to step down because I see him stepping down. Um, and and then she's kind of let go. Like it's the end of both of them. I have the Death cards, so I don't feel like her husband's in the best health too. I just feel like um, she's going to need a lot of help, especially after with everything. It feels like she's going through like a massive breakdown. Um, so maybe she doesn't go to jail. Maybe she goes to a mental hospital to get some things sorted out for her.
Yeah. Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does not. She has never struck me as the most mentally stable person.
No.
I mean, she was in a cult for many, many, many years, and
Mm,
you don't just get over that. I
yeah.
mean, that's pretty bad. But my cards I got for her are way worse.
No.
Way,
Okay.
way
What are
worse.
you
So
getting?
what I'm going to say is I want to piggyback off what you're saying, that you're saying, a delay and something else. I mean, these cards I got: Judgment.
Mm,
She is going to be judged, man.
yeah.
The world, her world, is going to come to an end. The way she's living is coming to an end. The Page of Swords. So she's got. The way I'm interpreting this is because of what you said. I think this is the tip of the iceberg on Ginny
Mm,
and Terrence. I think the reason that we have like a hanged man moment is because more and more and more.
mm,
It's
yeah.
already that way for him, but I think for her too. The next
Yeah.
card I got is Death.
I have the Death card. Yep.
Oh yeah, and then Six of Cups. So she's gone back into her cult-like mentality with this whole
Mm,
MAGA stuff and the Trump and all that junk. But I think that there's going to be so much more happening to her, and I think her health problems will compound it, and her inability to really handle the pressure. But I think she's toast. I
Yeah.
I, I just don't think that, you
So
know,
you feel like she's gonna get criminally charged?
I think they're going to try, but I
Mhm.
don't know if it's with this charge. I
Okay.
think she's got a whole bunch of other stuff. For instance, what they're starting to say more and more in the news about Clarence is the tax evasion.
Yeah.
That's huge. Now, I don't know if,
And there's still a lot more coming out with that.
yeah, there's a
Like you
ton
said,
more
we're only at
coming.
the tip of the iceberg. It's gonna
It is
continue. That
it's
pressure is
gonna
gonna definitely
continue.
build.
And I think she's got other things that she did. I mean, they asked Kelly
Mhm.
and Kellyanne Conway, that's somebody else we ought to look at. But when whoever was giving her that money was telling Kellyanne Conway, make sure Ginny's name isn't on this. What's that about?
Mm. I
What
had
is
heard
that?
that.
Yeah, so it's probably Harlan Crow, but who, because he's the one who set her up in her little consulting business
Mm.
at a modest 80 grand a year. That's
Right.
modest really for that circle. However, when they were paying her, it wasn't to be shown as being paid to Ginny Thomas. He didn't want her name on there, but he directed Kellyanne Conway, who was in charge of one of these, I don't know, Republican support groups or a PAC or something that gives money to Republicans, to hide Ginny's name, but to pay her this specific amount of money.
Mm.
That goofballs. I mean, that is what what? What? That's like, you write that in a movie. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's cuckoo. Ginny Thomas? Why at that point in time, why would anybody care? If you were
Mm.
given 80 grand a year, it looks like a job. Why would
Right.
anybody question her being paid to do a job? So that is very hinky. That is very suspicious.
Mm.
And that's why I think that there's a lot more coming out on that one. There's muy bueno stuff. Big,
Well,
big.
we really haven't heard a lot about her involvement with the January 6th yet either.
No, and we're not going to, because she's friends with Liz Cheney.
Mm. Well,
She's very,
I
very
see.
good friends with Liz
Well,
Cheney.
we don't have the commission anymore, so
No,
now it's the DOJ investigating, and I feel more information coming out
yep,
with
yepper.
Jack Smith. Absolutely.
Yeah, so she may not get charged for only that. She may get charged for that. She may not get charged for that. She might get charged for something else, but she's definitely going to have enough going on that her mind goes and
Mm.
she ends up, in a rubber room, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of feeling too.
Yeah, it's really sad because, I mean, she probably has thought that her life was just made in the shade and she was just going to toddle off into retirement. But
Mm.
she's quite a bit younger than Clarence, right?
I think so. I'm not sure of their ages.
Younger. She looks younger. And again, they just don't look that good. Like, if they have all this money and, like, do something about it. I don't know. I don't know.
Do
Anyway.
we have a
Oh,
troll in the chat?
oh, do we? Do we
I
do we
don't
have a
know.
do we have a moderator in the chat?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
could be wrong.
Okay. Um, let me ask Sherry. Sherry, would you be my moderator, please? I don't know if she's ever done that, but I'll just ask her. I've never done it. If somebody asked me to do it, I wouldn't know how to do it. And then
Oh,
I'll go over to my channel. Did she answer me? Oh my God, there's so much in the chat here. Oh my God, look at all this. We'll never get through it all. Ah.
we'll get to what we're meant to get to.
Tarot Destroyer is a troll. Okay. Uh,
Sherry says she's already dealing with it. Okay, thank you, Sherry.
oh, thanks, Sherry. Yeah, because I think Sherry was already a moderator for me. Woohoo!
Mm.
Thank you, Sherry. Whoa, hello to Sherry. Okay, let's get another one in here.
Yeah,
You want to find one?
yeah, I can.
Yeah, go.
I haven't been starring. I probably should, right?
Yeah.
Um, Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I can't click on it because I'm not a
I was
co-host.
just gonna say, are you okay, what do I need to do? Make you a co-host?
Yeah, it's okay, but you can pick questions. I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Uh,
Yeah, so
so
I can't even start anyway.
yeah, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Um, okay. Uh,
Mm,
MTG seems to have a large following. Do you think she will decide to run for president? Oh,
I'm not feeling it.
I know. Yeah, I know what
We're
I
an
feel
instant
about it.
no.
But let's throw some cards
I'll
on.
throw a couple cards on it. She's going down. I mean, there's so much coming out this year on these Republicans and all of the foreign money that they've been accepting, all of those dark money channels, her involvement with January 6th. I almost feel like she's not going to. She's going to end up leaving the House, and I don't think she'll be able to run. Is what I'm kind of feeling. Can they do that? You can't run for office if you're in charge. If you're charged with sedition, right, or treason.
Right, right. If you're charged with sedition or treason, you cannot run.
Yeah. So I don't feel like she'd even be able to. But um, I see her whole career, everything going down the tubes.
Yeah.
She would love to be Trump's vice president, though, but I don't see that happening.
I don't see Trump getting
I
to
don't
run
either.
either. Oh, poor Mag. Poor
What are
Mag.
you saying?
So she is a really hot dog fundraiser. She is kind of the queen of
Yeah,
pentacles. But, too bad Mr. Smith is right on her heels. I mean, that even looks like him, doesn't it?
yeah,
That cracks me up. So Mr. Smith is on her heels, and he's gonna look back at all the stuff that she did. The Eight of Pentacles here. He's gonna be looking at all that stuff she did. He's gonna wrap it up in a nice big bow, and he's gonna charge her, and oops, she's gonna be very sad. She's gonna be
yeah,
very, very sad. Um, so little Princess of Cups here, she's going to have to leave. That's why she's covering the cup. The secret is that she's gonna be she's going to do everything she can to keep it on the down low. This is not going to be something that she tweets about when Jack starts talking to her, because I hope that she and Carrie Lake and some of those other people who are really, really following Trump so hard, I think they will see what has been happening to Trump in his court cases where the judges have pretty much been gagging him, and that
mhm,
they're ready to charge him, or maybe by then they will have charged him with whatever, tampering with witnesses and all that stuff, and
mm,
he'll accrue more punishment, more charges, more penalties because of doing that. And I think will take note, because once they see that Jack is actually when she sees that Jack is actually charging her, I think she's going to back up a little bit. And
yeah,
I don't think there's anybody else on the planet who could make her back up like that.
mm,
E- Even if Trump were telling her, "No, I can't take you as my VP," she'd still be kissing his butt.
right,
But
right.
with Jack Smith, I mean, he prosecutes war criminals. So
Yeah, he
when
doesn't play.
no,
He
no,
takes no prisoners.
no, no. So he takes no prisoners, and I think she knows that, or she will know that. She might try
Mm,
it once or twice. She might try like one or two little antics, but I think he'll slam her down so hard. And then I think he'll show her the book he has on her and the myriad crimes that he could
mm,
accuse her of. I don't think she's going to be happy about that. So
yeah,
she may take herself out of Congress just to try to get the
I don't.
spotlight off of herself.
I think she's too egotistical and narcissistic to do that. I can't speak to that. Um, yeah, she's just too delusional. She buys into the big lie and all of that. I mean, she's 100% it.
She is, but she also, she doesn't want to go to prison. And
Yeah,
when she starts to see that a little more clearly, and I don't think that this will come about until the fall.
Yeah,
The
it'll take her a
real
while.
the real threat of going to prison would be end of summer, fall, going into the end of the year, and by that time, she's thinking about the next election cycle anyway.
Mm,
So
right.
it'd be a little bit more graceful and elegant for her to leave rather than to face not winning an election and being charged in front of all of her colleagues. It'll be all
Right.
over the news.
Well,
You know, I
she'll
think
have some colleagues that are in the same, position as her, so
yes, she
they
does. She
can,
has quite a few.
maybe her and, Lauren Boebert can be cellmates.
Oh gosh. Lo do they even like each other?
No, I don't think so anymore, but, I mean, I think if they were both in the same cell, they would get along, right?
Well, here's the real kicker. They're very much alike. However, Boebert in Trump's eyes is the cuter one.
Oh, right, right. It
So yeah.
I think that Trump likes MTG, like, she's his soldier, or, she's his soldier, so, like, he really enjoys her and respects her. I don't think he's attracted to her. I think he's much more attracted to, like, Carrie Lake, and he would pick somebody like that for a running mate.
Well, I think people close to him have said that he has commented on the fact that, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not good looking enough to be his
Right,
VP.
right.
Yeah, I think he's actually said that, and that's why he is, he's still talking to Carrie Lake, but Carrie Lake, I think, got some real, court case really slamming down on her in
Oh,
Arizona.
really?
Yeah, they had
Good.
a big thing, on her and, effectively said, "You cannot say these things on any public platform, radio, social
Mm.
media, television, nothing. You cannot say these things anymore." And they're threatening her with jail.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so that's another lesson for Marge, you know,
Right.
another little lesson. You can go to jail for saying what you believe. So,
What I'm picking up, do I think she'll run? I get an absolute no. In her mind, does she have aspirations to run? Yes, but she's in for a reality check. Again, the hangman's coming through.
mm,
Um, I think she likes all the power, um, you know, the power and all the money, all the good benefits with it. But yeah, she's got something that she's going to be grieving here soon. And I get like the death card for her as well, which for me I feel like is the ending of her political career. Um, yeah, and obviously not very grounded as we know. So,
yeah.
um, but I know. So I'm getting an absolute no. She won't run. I feel like she's in quite a bit of trouble, and I feel like she'll be out of the house too. So
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that.
I think her career's over. She wouldn't run against Trump anyway. So if she decided to run, it would be in a different election, and her career is going to be over by then. So I get
Mm.
it. I don't feel it at all.
Uh, ooh, I didn't know about this. Maybe we should look at this. Ooh. I didn't hear about this. What do you see for Clyburn after ProPublica revealed that he protected his seat at the expense of Black Democrats in South Carolina? Ooh, I don't know. I didn't know about that.
What do you see for Kleinburn? How did he protect the seat at the expense of other
I don't
Democrats?
know. Let me do the Google machine.
I hadn't heard that. I'll throw some cards on him.
Go ahead. Yeah.
He's up there in age too, isn't he?
He's what?
He's up there in age too.
He's
Because I
about the
almost
same. Yeah, he's about the same age as Joe Biden.
okay. Because I feel like
980.
if it's not the scandal, I feel like he's about done anyway,
Yeah.
like retiring. But I do feel like some disappointment for him too. I'll throw some cards on it. Maybe it's the story.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be running Joe Biden's campaign.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I found a thing here. Oh, it's very long. I can't read all of it.
Right. You're
It's too
fine.
much. Yeah, it's just too much. Okay. So something he did, I think, from what I got from the first little bit of the article is that this isn't as big of a deal as they're making it out to be.
Okay.
Part
My
part
cards aren't the best for him, though. I'll be completely
Oh,
honest.
really? So it's gonna be
Mhm.
damaging to his public thing.
'Cause
Go
I have
ahead.
my whistleblower card, so, like, more information coming out,
Mm.
in a judgment, so it's like a bad judgment. Um, Feels like there may be some communications between him and other people being leaked. But yeah, whatever it is, it's very restrictive. It's got him feeling very nervous.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that could happen to him at 82?
Mm.
You know? Like,
I kind of feel like though he's at that stage where you know, y- this may be his last time in that seat. Because I feel like retirement's coming in soon
well,
anyway.
think about it. How is he gonna run a presidential campaign and be in Congress? I mean, how can you do both things?
Yeah.
It's n
Was
you
he just helping? Is he in? He's in South Carolina. Is he helping Biden in? Uh
No, he's head of his campaign. They
oh, I
announced.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Oof. Oh, you're right. This
Are
is
you
not
getting bad
good
cards
for him.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a little deal. He made a little deal. Lovers in the moon. He did a little
Okay.
secret in the dark, and boy, is it gonna come back to bite him. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Is not happy. That Ten of Swords is not happy. It's gonna happen quick. So I think Biden might have to find a new campaign manager.
Oh,
I
interesting.
I think this is gonna, yeah, he'll make a big announcement. Maybe he'll announce his retirement or something in order to, not mar the presidential race for Joe, because that sucks. At 82 to have a scandal like that. I mean,
Right.
that's some sort of Pluto in the eighth house shit. That's not cool. That's not cool.
Crazy Shark said he essentially entered a deal allowing the GOP to gerrymander other districts in exchange to protect his district.
Oh, okay.
I feel like there's more to it though.
Yeah,
I
there
feel like
is.
more stuff coming out.
The first part that I read about it said that why the reason he was worried about his seat is because so many black voters had left his
Yeah.
district. It was all turning white, and he wasn't so sure that he was going to get the vote from all those people. But I mean, if they're Democrats, he's a good Democrat. Why wouldn't they vote for him? You know, gosh, why do these people get so weird about it? Why don't they just trust just a tiny little bit that they have ability, they have expertise, they have
Right.
followers, God, they're so thin-skinned. My goodness. Ugh. Okay. All right, let
Well,
me go.
my feeling too. I mean, obviously we have good Democrats in there, but I'm kind of ready for the Democrats to go into a newer direction, one that's a lot more bolder, more progressive, and one where they a lot of the older Democrats that have been in leadership for a while just allowed the Republicans to smear them, and they don't want to play dirty. You kind of have to match fire with fire a little bit. So
I agree. I agree. And they're just sort of babe taking baby steps towards doing that. They are
yeah,
standing up. They
we're
have
starting
some,
to get more of it now, but um, I
but
mean,
40 years of just laying down, rolling over, and letting them do
yeah,
what they want. That's what we're looking at. That's why we're in such a mess.
that's my only complaint with Democrats is well, a lot of the leadership is I feel like they've needed to grow a bit of a backbone.
Yeah. They are, but you gotta realize that as they're making these changes, they're like seeing the old scales fall away, and they're just standing there. They kind of feel naked. Oh my God,
Yeah,
I'm telling the truth. What's gonna happen? They're waiting for the shoe to drop. They don't realize that, the witch is dead. I mean, most of the old Republicans are becoming much less powerful, like
right.
Mr. McConnell, much
Yep.
less powerful. Now we got a Democrat who's going to be much less powerful, Clyburn, but Who's that guy from Iowa? Is he dead yet? Grassley?
Oh,
I
Grassley,
mean,
no, he's still kicking.
yeah.
Before the election, because he was up for re-election in 2022,
Uh-huh.
he had the absolute worst cards like that I think I've ever seen for somebody.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
don't think
oh,
his
here,
future does not look good to
here's
me.
a really good one. Congratulations, Kevin, for your
No,
seventh
thank you,
grade.
Kathy.
Can't say that enough. It's so
I
great.
feel like Grassley was kind of there was some kind of involvement with the January 6th stuff that's coming out.
I think so too. I think there's a lot of people like that. I mean,
Yeah.
Jim
I feel
Jordan,
a lot more people in the House getting in trouble. I feel like a couple senators that were in it. Um,
Ted Cruz,
Ted Cruz was in it, Holly.
big
Um,
time. Ollie, yeah.
but yeah, but it was more House members than people in the Senate. But yeah,
That's
Grassley
just
was
because
definitely
there's more
involved.
that's just because there's more people in the house, I think.
That could be true too.
I think, so many Republicans on, just like, what's wrong with them? Okay, let's see. Let's find some more here.
All right.
Hello, hello. This is good for Clyburn. Oh, and she says it's for Clarence and Ginny. Your Bible says what is done in darkness will be brought into the light. And a man reaps what he sows. You wrote,
Amen.
all right, CC Ryder. Praise it. Okay. Or preach it or whatever you say. I don't know. I'm not a Bible person, obviously. Okay, so here we go. Here. Sorry, this is taking so long. I'm really slow. Let's see. These are not questions. These are just comments. Buses. Yeah, we talked about Jenny. We know she's down. Okay. Do I think who? Okay. All right. Well, while I look for other stuff, I'm just going to go to some of the questions that I had. So, Florida legislature approves a bill allowing the board to cancel Disney deals.
No,
Did you see that?
I hadn't seen that. I think I heard them trying they were up to something, but did they approve it then?
Yeah,
They
that
voted it through.
he can cancel the development agreement that the previous body signed. So, let's see, is this going to be positive for Ron or not?
So we're looking at if DeSantis is going to beat Disney. Is that how you want to word it, or how do you want to word it?
What will the blowback be on DeSantis?
Okay.
I'm just going to put a banner up here too. Okay. There we go. We got a little banner there. Okay. Let's go back to the comments. What's going to be the blowback onto Mr. I got my go-go boots going, DeSantis. It's harder and harder for me to take him seriously. Whenever he's on, I'm like, really, dude? And people vote for this? Your
Right.
voters actually want this? I can't
Yeah.
believe I can't believe anybody's still living in the state of Florida with all the stuff going on. It's horrible.
You know what's interesting is I don't know what the blowback is for him in regards to Disney, because I feel like Disney is going to be okay. I feel like they're going to end up winning this. What I'm feeling though, does it cost him voters? Yeah, I think a lot of people are unhappy with it because it's like people want to move on from their partnership they've made with him, and they're kind of losing the faith a little bit. Um, but I'm feeling for Disney though that they're going to be able to negotiate, and maybe there's a lawsuit against this too, saying you can't do this, and they're successful because they have like victory here. But there's a bit of negotiation and back and forth, and I think that Disney's going to be okay in the end. I don't think that it's a whole lot of blowback for DeSantis for this. Now, I do feel like other things are coming out. Um, scandals. I've always, for entertainment purposes only, felt the connection between him and Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Um, and money probably from the hurricane funds.
Yep.
Um, so I feel like other things, but blowback from this, I feel like the other things outshadow it. But I feel Disney being okay.
Oh yeah, I know Disney will be okay.
Yeah.
What's their head guy?
Is
Bob,
it
is it
Eisner?
Eisner? Yeah. I've heard that in the business community, he is revered as a genius and really good at handling all sorts of legal stuff. He probably is a lawyer. I don't know. If anybody
Yeah.
knows in the chat, let us know. But yeah, most people are just of the opinion that DeSantis is a giant doofus for going up against him because
Right.
he's so smart. Now,
Well, not
what I
even just that though, too. So many people in the state of Florida are employed through Disney. Disney
yeah,
has so much wealth. DeSantis can't compete with like Disney's lawyers. So,
no.
yeah, I think it's gonna be very foolish in the end.
And although he is what a Harvard educated lawyer,
Yeah.
DeSantis, and he was a JAG, he was a Navy lawyer as well. So he did practice law for a time. But he seems to have missed the fact that Disney was paying so much taxes to the state of
Mhm.
Florida
Right.
and not complaining a peep, improving the land value, improving everything around them, and just making it beautiful, like a little beautiful, Geneva in the middle of Florida.
Mhm.
What an idiot to rock the
Right.
boat. Just what
And
a
that get rid of Disney in Florida and think of how much tourism you're gonna lose for your state, how much income you're gonna lose as well.
well, it'll go back to the 1900s. It'll just be a swampy place where people are worried about
Right.
getting
Right.
malaria, and nobody'll wanna be there. Okay, so what I got is, I think this is precious. The King of Pentacles and this Eight of Pentacles together. And the
Mm.
reason I'm holding them up together is because the king looks a little bit like Ron, but boy, doesn't that eight look like his wife. That is
I don't
his
know what
wife.
his wife looks like.
Counting the money that they got from hurricane relief and all of his other
Yeah.
crap, grifting on. And I think what's going to happen, I think you're right. I think just a million things are going to hit all at once, just like
Mm.
they hit Trump. And he's just not going to have a happy time of it. And that's going to drive him out because next card is the devil.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's going to be exposed. He's going to be shown to be the real devil that he is, and he's going to end up maybe jail. I don't know.
Okay.
The Eight of Swords does not look very happy for
No.
him. But I do think this is why I don't think he's ever going to make it to be any kind of a candidate for president because I think
Mhm.
his legal things, like Trump, I think his legal things are just going to be too much for him. I mean,
Right.
Trump's legal stuff is going to be like in the stratosphere, DeSantis is just going to be like here, but it's still going to be this huge amount of legal crap that he has to slog through and
Mm.
no bueno. And oh, how are you going to pay for the lawyers, Ron? I don't know. No bueno.
Well, you
All
know
right.
what else I think is gonna take I see Trump taking them down.
Yeah, that's the other
Trump will
thing
take them
too.
down.
The other thing too, he's red meat for Trump.
Mhm.
There's so many things for him to make fun of, and you know,
Right.
and Trump's going to have to exercise that muscle somehow, somewhere, because he can't do it in the courts. They're going to
Mm.
muzzle him, so he's got to point it at somebody,
Again, when
or he'll explode.
and yeah, he feels really betrayed by DeSantis, and he's out for blood for him. It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, him and about what 300 million people in Colorado. Okay, what do we have here? Okay. Oh boy, yeah, that Tarot Destroyer, what a nightmare.
Mm. Oh, you're way back in the chat.
Yeah, I went back up to see other things. All right, let me go down here. Let me just play like name that tune. Uh
What are you getting? That's a good one, Aries.
Oh, that's really funny. That's really
Just
funny.
think though too, piss off Disney and how much money are they going to donate to, Democrats in the state? They have a lot of power in the state,
They
so
have a lot of
not
power.
a good enemy to make.
Let's see. Oh. Yeah, did DeSantis cheat in the most recent election?
Mm,
If he's like his colleagues, yes, he did. I mean, I think they've all been cheating for quite some time. I don't
yeah.
think it just started in 2016 or 2015 or whatever. I think
Well, we do have to be careful on YouTube because they monitor, talking about election denial and all of that.
mm,
So I don't want to get too deep into it. I've said that before, but I'll just say 20 him winning by 20 points. I don't think Florida's that red. I'll just say that.
yeah. Yeah, and that's enough. Thank you. Thank you for jumping in on that. That's
Hmm.
good. Um, maybe a boycott of Florida
So
is in store.
allegedly, but
So, yeah, some people say. Some people
yeah,
say
some
that
people say.
must have been that way. And Ted says maybe a boycott of Florida is in store. Well, I don't
Mhm.
usually vacation in Florida, so I've been boycotting for years. Uh, okay. Ooh. Ooh. I think this is a great comment, but it's a little too um I don't want to put it up on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder
Yeah, I
40,
agree, Linda.
45 has documents on him. And 45 didn't end up at that trial in New York. He just said that. He just told
Oh yeah,
everybody, and that's where he was going.
and I
You know,
saw. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, no,
I
no,
don't.
no, no. You go ahead.
I saw today on the news. They were showing some of his deposition for that case, and they were questioning him about grabbing women, and he's like, "Well, when you're a celebrity, celebrities do that." And like, how can anybody on the jury, like, how can you have something like that? And pretty much admitting that celebrities do that all the time. And then they asked him, "Do you consider yourself a celebrity?" And he said, "Yes." It's insane. His lawyers, he would love nothing more to go there and cause a circus. And his lawyers are like, "No, you can't go. You can't testify for that because you can't control yourself. You would totally tank yourself." I feel like his lawyers are telling him, "No, go to Scotland. You're not. There's no way that you're coming here to testify." He wants to though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's over. I mean, they
The judge said that he would have till Sunday to get back to him, if he wanted to testify or
oh,
something beforehand, because before they get to closing remarks, but his lawyer said no, because he made that comment that he would love to, um, go testify for that.
jeez. And yet they gave him, he's known for months or a year or more about this trial and, chose
Mhm.
not to be there or
Poor
whatever,
boy.
but whatever. All right, I'm gonna do it. I can't find anything in the chat. I think we've answered the couple of ones that they had. So, let me see. Oh, here's a good one.
Yeah.
What what is the future of the Proud Boys now that
No,
they're all going to jail?
that's a good one. It was this the Proud Boys where 4 out of 5 of them got seditious conspiracy, right?
Yes, and the other one, it's
They're gonna be
probably
locked up for so long, probably the rest of their lives.
yeah.
I almost feel like it's the end of them. I mean, not to say that there might not be other groups like them, but like their leadership, their core,
Yeah, their
like
core leadership
people
is
disperse
in jail.
into other hate groups,
Mhm.
hateful militias. And yeah, I kind of feel like they're done. What are you getting?
Yeah, yes, they're done.
They're done.
They're done. Yeah. Their leader is real upset that everything's over, but the rest, their routine for the rest of their lives is going to be behind bars. The government, I got both the emperor and the hierophant there are making sure that they're not going
Mm.
anywhere anytime soon. And this is going to be their next birthday party. You see that
Okay,
picture?
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I
So
get that they're done too.
no
It's
bueno.
interesting though, because I don't know why women are coming through in this. I don't know if they maybe have because it's an all men's group. I don't think I saw any women in that.
Yeah.
Maybe behind the seats funding it. Um,
Or maybe their spouses or girlfriends or whatever.
maybe they've turned and given a lot of information
Yeah.
because I
Here's
have
what
like the Page of Pentacles, so that's kind of like giving up information. But I see them being done. I'm sorry to
no,
cut
no,
you
no.
off in the middle.
No, that's fine. I think that even the hate groups, I think, have to take a look at this trial and
Yeah,
realize that if they go out on a limb for anything, for any cause, and say things or do things with the wrong intent or plan things with the wrong intent, they do risk going to jail.
right,
So, they definitely have to look at this in a different way. This isn't just, oh, Trump backed out on us or our leader didn't come through. This is, oops, I'm going to jail for 60 years. I mean,
right,
this is not this is not how they imagined their glorious future, you know.
right. And
It's
I
not.
just feel like too, like they're just stuck. Like their leaders are like they don't have a leader now. They just feel very like very kind of stuck. And all like there's a bunch of infighting between them, like freaking out what to do. And then I get the Ten of Swords, so that's an ending, being
Yeah,
defeated. So
yeah, they definitely are an ending. Now, whatever they're doing when they're behind bars, who knows? But it'll only get them more time behind bars if they try to do the same things they were doing. I mean, there's
right.
no way. There's no way. Oh boy. So
Well, I mean, I don't foresee a whole bunch of them, changing their ways in jail. They'll probably um, have be part of their own gangs in jail. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, now we just have to wait for the leaders to get tried and maybe thrown in jail. That
yeah.
would really be justice. That would really be justice. Um, okay, so it's almost 9 o'clock here. Um, and I would like to know, this is not a US question, but tomorrow is the coronation for King
Oh yeah.
Charles. And I, for one, am attending. I'm going. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna watch it on TV. Um, but so what do you think, how shall I word this? What do you think Charles will do right after his coronation? Do you think he'll be making big changes, or will he be dropping members of the royal family, Harry and Meghan, or will he be raising up other members or making big changes, sweeping? What do you think he's going to be doing when he
Like
first?
right afterwards.
Yeah, because I think that it's an eclipse today.
Hmm.
12 hours after the time of the eclipse is the time that the crown is going on his head. 12
Interesting.
hours. So the eclipse is definitely affecting this whole scenario. And Charles is a Scorpio, and
Oh,
is he a Scorpio? Yeah, I think
I
he's a
think so.
yeah. And so I feel that he's really, really tremendously affected by this eclipse. And
Yeah,
so I
he's got a bit of rust, I think, in retreat
mhm.
with the Four of Swords. So yeah, this probably being a lot. I feel like there's some disappointment too. Like I part of him feels very happy, like celebratory for this milestone, but I don't think it's getting the energy that he wants either.
Yeah, it's
He's
funny, you
not
know.
he's not the most liked. Sorry to
No,
say.
no, he's not the most liked. It's always been like that for him. He's always been kind of at odds with the media, kind of at odds with his family, and
Mhm.
he's the
They don't like his wife either.
no,
I think they turned on him when he did Diana dirty like that.
yeah. But, Diana had a hand in that too. I love
No,
Diana.
absolutely.
She's a human being.
Hmm.
So, what do we see here? Yeah. See, I think that he's just not going to be king for very long.
I'm not feeling that either.
I mean, it's so obvious. He's getting crowned during a Mercury retrograde. I mean, like
Right?
that's just like not smart. Like that's just like, oh, you thought you waited a long time? Well, you're only going to have it for a very short time.
Yeah.
So I just, he made a few minor changes right before the coronation. He made a few elevations for people, but I think once the crown is on his head, for one thing, the whole monarchy thing, that moment that they are anointed,
Hmm.
they feel like they're divine, they're
Yeah. He's got the
touched.
strength card. He's got the strength card. So just feeling very strong, very confident,
Yep.
um, and very. I don't know. For me, it feels like ego based a little bit, like Leo
Oh
the
yeah.
lion, kind of. So he's just kind of sitting in his ego. Um, but I agree with you. But I'm not feeling him going in there and making a bunch of big changes. He's got the two of wands, so he's kind of planning. This isn't a card of action; it's a card of brainstorming and putting the
Yes.
work in. So I feel
Uh-huh.
like, he's brainstorming stuff. The Queen of Swords, for me, it kind of feels like uh, Camilla with him.
Yeah, looks like her, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like her too. But yeah, he's got the Wheel of Fortune coming in afterwards, so it's like that turning point. I don't think he's going to be in there for very long either.
Yeah. I think he'll make it through this year, and then it's a crapshoot. Then I don't know
Mm,
what's gonna happen, but I don't think he's gonna be in there for long. But Camilla and him are a terrific couple, really a
yeah,
terrific pair, really great. But I don't see good things for her. I think she's gonna have a health problem. And I
maybe, and
think
that's maybe why she was coming up in there too.
yeah, and I think that health problem is gonna cause him to wanna, spend as much time as he can with her. He
Mm.
might think that that it might be fatal or something. And so
I
I
feel
think,
like there may be a scandal, and I don't feel like he's in the best health either.
well, God, yeah, how old is he? He's like in his 70s. I should know. I did his chart, but I can't remember how old he is.
Mm.
I get all these old guys mixed up. There's so many old guys who are really in the news right now. I mean, we did the thing about Clyburn, 82. Are you kidding me? What are you still walking around for? Why don't you
Mm.
just, kick your feet up and play with your grandkids? What's wrong with you? Why are you
Right.
what what are you trying to prove?
Mm.
Like, what do you think you're going to accomplish at 82 that you haven't already accomplished? You
Right.
know, now Biden is different. Biden definitely is called to this, is chosen for this. He's
Mm.
got like a righteous, almost spiritual goal or mission that he's on.
Yeah.
You can see it with him. It's just
Well,
so
he's saving our democracy, is what he's doing.
yeah, he's doing a really big thing.
Yeah.
Clyburn, is he doing a really big thing? I don't know. He had to do all this crap to keep his seat last time. I don't know. Is
Mm.
it McConnell? I mean, same
Right.
worries.
It's time for a lot of them to step aside and let's let some younger people in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I do feel scandal coming up with Charles though, that
Mm,
I feel like is going to take him down. Maybe maybe it's something to do with Harry and Meghan. Meghan, I think.
mm, yeah, yeah. That wouldn't surprise me at all. They're so weird, but I don't want to
Yeah,
talk about that.
I
But
don't either.
they're really weird. But the last card that came up for Charles for me was the World. So, he's completing his chapter. He
Mm.
made it to the throne. He made it through a coronation. Now he'll do, I don't know, some kind of organic garden at Buckingham Palace or something. And he'll be able to say, okay, now I can rest. I really think that's kind of how it's going to go for him. There may be
Yeah.
a scandal though. I wouldn't put it past him. He's had a few scandals in his life.
Right.
You know, he's just not a stranger to that. Not at all. So, well, let's see. Do I have any other fun things to talk about here? Um,
So much going on. It's hard to keep track of everything.
there is so much. Oh, and do you know why Joe Biden is not going to the coronation?
Now, why? Why is that?
Because no US president has ever gone to a coronation because duh, we fought a war so that we wouldn't have a king.
Right? Well, his wife, um, Jill Biden's going to
Yes,
represent us. So why are
yes.
people making a big deal about him not going?
Yeah, or making a big deal about him never being invited, but
No.
it's not that kind of thing. I think it's probably there's a phone call and an offer saying, "Look, the presidents don't usually come. We get it, the war, etc. So if you want to,
Biden
you know,
Biden's really focused, I think, on this debt ceiling
oh yeah,
too.
it's
So I don't see him making any big trips.
no, it's way more important. Oh, well, that's something that we could read on. I have something. I had done something about a bunch of different people in. Whoops, I didn't want to bring it up there. I already have it up. I thought I have it up there. Yeah. I had done something about a few different people in politics having to do with what this eclipse would affect, how it would affect them.
Yeah.
And one of them was Kevin McCarthy, and
Yeah.
he is, he's feeling very alone and forgotten and abandoned right now with this
Okay.
eclipse. He's really feeling bad, and he's also going through his second Saturn return. For those of you who are not into astrology, Saturn has got an almost 30-year cycle, and so that's why as everybody turns 30, they start going, "Oh my god, what have I done with my life?" That's your first
Like a
Saturn
midlife
return.
crisis, kind of
What's that?
like a midlife crisis kind of energy.
Almost. The
I mean,
midlife
almost to that point.
it's younger than that.
Okay.
It's usually the I'm turning 30 and what have I done with my life? The
I got
midlife
you.
the midlife crisis is another planet. But,
Okay.
you know, then you get Saturn coming around again usually, and that's when you're around 58, and that's how old Kevin McCarthy is. So he's having his second
Oh,
Saturn
interesting.
return. So it's really tough for him. He got what he wanted, because he really, really wanted to be speaker. But now that he's speaker, this is really a tough gig. And
Yeah.
he's got a few good planets right around this eclipse time where I think he could pull the debt ceiling out of the hat, surprisingly. And I think people would be surprisingly as happy as they could be about it. I mean, the fact that he's gonna run it right up to the 11th hour
It's
is
going to be.
not good. Nobody's gonna be happy about that. But he will get it passed, I believe, according to his planets. He has one more trick in his bag, and then I think he's done. I really do.
I was kind of feeling like the debt ceiling was going to be the thing that took him down.
Yeah, it is the thing that's taken him
I
down.
think that that's what removes him from the speaker. I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel like it's too far out there.
No, I think you're right. I think it is what's taken him down, but, amazingly, he will get something on the table that people can vote on, but
Yeah.
by then it's too late. They've already made up their minds that he's essentially a failure,
Yeah.
that he's a failure as a speaker and he can't do it. So
I
they'll
almost felt like him caving to the pressures and getting something passed, the MAGAs are the ones that try to vote him out because
Yeah,
they changed it. So that very well might be what gets him out of there
yeah, yeah,
because they're so pissed he turned on them, and so they're like, fine, we have all the power here. We can get you out of this spot, and they attack him,
yeah.
take
I
him
think
out.
that's exactly what's gonna happen. I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
We'll see. It should be interesting, right? It's gonna be a
Yeah,
bit of a nail biter.
yeah, it should be very interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm kind of out of questions. Let's see.
Okay.
What's it say? Any news on the DOJ and going after Ron Johnson in Wisconsin? I don't know. Does anybody know about this? Any news on the DOJ and going after Ron Johnson in Wisconsin?
I think Ron Johnson was definitely one of those involved with the coup attempt because I feel like there's like a dozen people in the House that are really getting hit hard. I mean, I think there's more. The Senate, like I said before, feels like a smaller number, like 5 or 6, and I think he's one of them.
Yeah, and I think of all of those people, they won't be able
Ooh,
to actually bring charges against all of them. Ooh, what'd you get? Death?
the death card flew out.
Yeah, Ron, yeah. He's one of the ones that's really gonna go. He's bad. He's really bad.
Yeah,
And I think he was really involved
yeah, I
with
do
all this
too.
stuff. I think
Ooh,
he
there's
was
a lot coming out.
I mean, these people forget how bad everything was. You remember Liz Cheney swatting away Jim Jordan's hand and saying, "Don't touch me. You caused this." Like the day after January 6th. I mean, everybody knew it was kind of an open secret. So it's not going to be so hard for the DOJ to figure all this stuff out.
Right. Oh, and as soon as stuff really starts hitting the fan, do you think that all these people that are complicit aren't going to be running to make a deal and ratting everybody out?
Absolutely. Absolutely, they will. It will be a
Ooh.
veritable choir of canaries.
Yeah, he's a thief in the night. So this is a strategy behind the whole January 6th.
Hmm.
Yeah, and his cooperation, that group work. Um, yeah, I see Garland going after him.
Yeah.
What are
You
you
got
getting?
well, I got the 3 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, so he's gonna be thinking that somehow, he's made his killing on it. So I think he's gonna think he's okay.
Yeah.
But, he's gonna
Ooh,
oh,
my
yeah.
favorite card for him.
Yeah.
Couldn't
So,
happen to a nicer guy.
yeah, and, this is in this for me, this King of Cups right now, this is Garland,
Mm-hmm.
water
King of
sign.
Cups. He's a
He's a
is he a
Scorpio.
Scorpio? Yeah,
Yeah.
I had King of Cups too.
Yeah, you cannot mess with a Scorpio who has a righteous axe to grind. They
Oh,
are too they are too powerful. They're the most powerful. Look at Joe Biden. Look at him with his aviator glasses. He is so
mm,
powerful because he's got all that experience and he knows how to keep a secret. None of these
yeah,
other people are that good at keeping a secret. He is. I think Mitch McConnell is I want to say a
he's a
Pisces.
Pisces.
Also a water sign, people who are water signs are able to read other people, and they usually are very intuitive, but they know how to keep a secret. I've never seen
Mm,
like, I'm terrible at keeping secrets, I'm just awful. But I'm an air sign, I like to talk, and I'm,
right.
communicating. But, yeah, so poor
If
Mr.
it's something, if it's just little petty gossip, I mean, nothing big. But if for me as a Leo, loyalty is very important. So if it's a good friend, I'll hold your secret to the grave.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? It's probably easier for me to keep a secret about somebody else than it is about myself.
Yeah,
But then I'm just not a person who will if I'm going through something, I don't advertise it to the world. I
right.
get through it. When I'm done with it, then I fall apart. Then when I'm done,
Mm,
then I fall apart. I lean on my friends. I go into hiding. But, it's weird. Like at my former job, I was I had to go to court for my divorce. It was a not the you had I had to. Both my divorces were so much fun. They were both in
no,
front of a judge. They both went to trial, which is
yeah.
kind of rare. You don't usually do that. And so I had to go to court this one day, and it happened to be the first business day of the year. I think it was January 2nd that year. And,
Mm,
my boss was like, "What are you going to court for? You don't ever do anything wrong." And I said, "Oh, it's to finalize my divorce." And he literally fell off his chair and he said, "You've been going through a divorce?" And I said, "Yeah, for about a year and a half, about a year." He goes, "Wow, you're a cool one. I had no idea that you were going through anything like that." I
mm,
was like, "Well, I don't advertise it."
yeah,
And it was an icky divorce. It was bad. It was
yeah.
really bad. But, that was then. And
Sometimes
and,
it's better, I think, just to or at least, get through it, and just, like, go through it, like, privately. I'm very much private, I think, in that way too, um, but yeah, and then after it's all said and done, it's like that relief, but then kind of, like, maybe getting the emotions out because you had to
yeah,
be strong to get through it, to persevere through it.
Yeah, and I had my girls. I didn't wanna be very
Oh,
dramatic
yeah.
about all of it.
Mhm.
It was dramatic enough just getting away from the him and all that that was dramatic enough. It was nice for the 3 of us to be together, but it was weird, we had been with this really big family,
Yeah.
and so it was a big shock. But anyway, I say that just to say that, um, I'm usually not overly dramatic about things, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Just gonna keep it under my hat. Well, we've been on just a little over an hour, and, thank you so much for joining me for polyterology on Cinco de Mayo, on an eclipse during Mercury retrograde. I'm so glad that you could come.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for inviting me. It was a fun time.
Yeah. And thank you to everyone in the chat. I'm sorry if my volume was too high. I've been having complaints from people on my videos that my volume was too low. So it's basically turned up all the way because
Mm.
I don't want to have. And so then you
You
can
know
turn
what,
it
the only
your own
the
end.
only thing I noticed, Colleen, I think your speaker's loud because I think I hear an echo, but I think it's from me when I talk, like a bit of a feedback.
So yeah, and I don't know if I turn the speaker down, what that will do, but I will take that
Yeah.
under advisement. I'll see if I can turn that down. Yeah, I noticed that too. So I'll
You
try
should
to
be
do
able
that.
to turn the audio down
Yeah.
and keep the speaker at the same level.
Well, this is Windows 11, and every single thing that you have on Windows 11 is
Uh-huh.
its own device. So I gotta go in and figure out where exactly to turn that down. Because even if I turn
Mm.
it down on the actual box of the speaker, it doesn't necessarily carry through. I gotta
Okay.
go do it through Windows. It's weird.
I got an idea for you. We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Happy eclipse. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Get through the Mercury retrograde by doing things that you wanted to get finished before and you couldn't get finished because that's what Mercury retrograde is for. And I hope you're not too stressed out about the world. It's really, we're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Grab a crystal, say a prayer, breathe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Breathe,
breathe.
like, breathe again, and subscribe. That's what I want y'all to do. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.